What's going on, y'all? It's JD Pickell. Today on the Hard Count, is Caleb Williams really considering Wisconsin? We will discuss next. Welcome into CFB with JD, the People's Channel for every single thing you know and love about college football. It happens on this channel, happens nearly every single day, so I would encourage you to subscribe to stay with everything we're doing here. Also, follow me on Twitter at JD Pickell, not just to make me feel important, but also because we do a lot of things operationally on this show that's tied to that Twitter page, from polls to questions to, play breakdowns. A lot of things happen there that we do here. Would love to have you follow. Armstrong Sims, Jack McKenzie, they do the real heavy lifting here, and y'all help drive the show. Y'all really drive the show. Going back to the whole Twitter poll conversation, I put a tweet out yesterday, very simple. Is Caleb Williams going to go to Wisconsin? Just very boilerplate stuff. Didn't expect to get a ton of responses. Honestly, felt even a little funny making that poll because it feels like everyone and their mother is saying he's going to USC. So I put the poll out, set my phone down, come back to it. I come back to it in maybe like an hour or two. There's like 350, 370 or so of you that have all answered this poll. Even more so interesting to me was the majority of you had said yes. 52% of that poll said, yes, Caleb Williams is going to Wisconsin. So that was kind of a head scratcher to me. But all of this story is coming from a couple of different things. I first heard about it on social media and thought maybe this is some fan base trying to make a play for Caleb Williams, but there's actually some smoke and some salt to this. Allow me to provide some insight. So this all started with Billy Embody of On3 Sports putting in a prediction for Caleb Williams to Wisconsin. On3 is sort of a similar platform to 24/7 and rivals. Actually, the people from 24/7 Sports actually made On3, so it's a credible source. Billy Embody covers LSU for On3. Now, why is that interesting? Because for the longest time, we had a lot of people reporting that Caleb Williams was down to USC and LSU. So Billy Embody, in one way or another, has been close to the Caleb Williams recruitment, whether it's for LSU or not. So him saying he's going to Wisconsin, or at least putting out a prediction he's going to Wisconsin, holds some weight to it. The way that he explains it is very interesting. A lot of layers to this, so hang on tight. The Williams family is prioritizing development for Caleb Williams as a professional quarterback. So NIL money, I'm sure, has some sort of say in this conversation, but more than anything, it's NFL over NIL. Now, why is that important for Wisconsin? Because Paul Chryst developed Russell Wilson. He was the offensive coordinator there for his 1 year at Wisconsin. Well, why does that matter? Not just that Russell Wilson is a successful NFL quarterback, but Caleb Williams, the Williams family, have a really great relationship with Russell Wilson. Caleb Williams, by a lot of accounts, considers Russell Wilson a mentor. So he's in Caleb Williams' ear, we can only assume, saying, hey man, I came from NC State, went to Wisconsin for a year, got to the league, doing my thing now in the league. You want to have the best chance to get developed? You want to have your best chance to be a successful NFL quarterback, live out your dream? I'm just telling you, Paul Chryst did it for me when I was at Wisconsin. So that's one piece that's sort of in motion from what we can understand. The second piece is Wisconsin is looking to hire an offensive coordinator, and one of the guys that's in the mix is Bobby Ingram, who's the tight end coach for the Baltimore Ravens. So one, NFL pedigree. Two, even more, I think importantly, Ingram has a relationship with Williams, and Williams is friends with his son, I believe his name is Dean, who's also on the Wisconsin football team. So you have Russell Wilson, a really talented, really successful NFL quarterback, saying, hey, use my coach, go to Wisconsin, get like me. And then you have a relationship with the man who's going to be calling the plays, in theory, at Wisconsin. Again, Bobby Ingram hasn't been hired as of the recording of this video, but it's trending more and more like, hey, you get Bobby Ingram in the boat, you get Caleb Williams in the boat too. We'll see what happens there, but that's why all of this is such an interesting thing, because you hear fan bases and you hear schools thrown out left and right about Caleb Williams. We heard Georgia. He took a visit to UCLA. We heard Maryland early on. There was a lot of different suitors thrown around. So the fact that they're talking about Wisconsin with some more detail, I think, makes them credible. Also, the fact that we're getting closer and closer to a commitment date if we're holding Caleb Williams to the same standards as typical students, if that makes sense. Allow me to add some more clarity there. The last day to enroll for classes in the spring semester at USC is January 28th. They're on a semester system. So, again, if we're holding Caleb Williams to the same standard as the rest of the student body, which for the sake of this conversation we will, a commitment is coming very, very soon. For Wisconsin, only a week after that, February 5th, is the last day to add classes there. They say without instructor signature. You can add classes with an instructor signature by February 25th. I don't pretend to know how that's all going to work, but we can start to assume more and more, if you're going by those deadlines, a commitment's coming around the corner. It's happening, and it's happening fast. So the fact that we are talking about Wisconsin at the perceived fourth quarter of Caleb Williams' recruitment makes it so very real. Now, my personal feel on it, I would still be surprised if USC isn't the pick for him. At 24/7 Sports, there's still 7 transfer portal crystal ball predictions for him, which is 100% of their staff right now saying, yeah, he's going to USC. But don't fool yourself in thinking that this is USC and that's it. I still think LSU's in this. It sounds like Wisconsin is playing second fiddle, if not the leader in the clubhouse right now for Caleb Williams. Now, I think Lincoln Riley is going to be able to work his magic and get him to South Central. And I think when you sit down and look at it just purely from a business standpoint, Lincoln Riley's churned out more quarterbacks than Paul Chryst has. I say that, fact check me on that, but in recent, let's reframe that. In the modern era of college football, in the college football that Caleb Williams has been privy to watching, Lincoln Riley's the quarterback whisperer. He's the dude. Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. I mean, just you name it. He's the quarterback guy right now, so I think that's going to be a really tough thing to walk away from. If it's Wisconsin, I think it's because of Russell Wilson and his relationship. I really do. I think that's the one trump card, the ace in the hole, that could make this whole thing completely flipped on its head and make Caleb Williams a Wisconsin Badger. Just imagine that. Imagine the Big Ten championship game if you have Ohio State with C.J. Stroud on one side and you got Caleb Williams and the Wisconsin Badgers on the other side. Also imagine how they would revamp their system. They've been ground and pound, playing with like 3 tight ends at a time over there. Would have to imagine they revamp that system. They bring in old Bobby Ingram and Caleb Williams to throw around the pigskin. So again, final prediction, I think it's USC. Wisconsin sounds like they're very, very realistically in this mix at this point in time. At the recording of this video, he's not committed anywhere. We hope and pray it stays that way before this gets out. But nonetheless, appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter as we will continue tracking with this and bringing you all the things relevant to Caleb Williams' recruitment, the transfer portal, and beyond in the beautiful thing of college football. We'll keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.